Hey guys, this is Rachel's husband. I think this is the first time I'm talking directly to y'all. Anyways, most of you guys know me for my cross-tag battle leaks that, but for better or for worse, I, dig into the files and I find stuff. Now, a lot of stuff has been popping up of late, including, these leaks, quote, leaks of character code here, where all these characters are apparently in the game's code. I'm going to show you how you can determine if these leaks are legitimate, like the legitimacy of these leaks. Because, honestly, if you just see this, if someone's like, oh, look, I found this in the code, look, it says Yumi and Homura a whole bunch of times, that means they're in the game, right? It can be kind of tricky to legitimize how this goes along without digging into the code yourself. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And in order to do that, we're going to use my good old friend Hipster. Hipster is a great program. It opens pack files for the uneducated, not uneducated, I'm sorry, for the uninitiated. Pack files are what is Blazblue is basically made of. They're, compressed files that hold a lot of data. So, you can download Hipster basically anywhere. You just kind of look it up and you'll find it. And then you go File, Explore, and now I'm going to go to, I'm going to do this for a Central Fiction file, because we can actually open SCR files for Central Fiction. We can't for tag yet. I'm just going to go in here. Now, these SCR files are the script files. They're, what a character is. Whenever it loads in a character, it'll identify, hey, it's this character, you're loading in these sprites at this time, yada yada, that sort of thing. So, if you're worried about, like, oh, but you're doing Central Fiction, it could be different for tag, it's basically the same from Central Fiction to Chrono Phantasma to all the other versions of Blazblue. So the only thing that changes is just a few little things. It's written in the same language, and so it'll be more or less the same. Like if I load a file from Chrono Phantasma compared to Central Fiction, it'll look a lot alike. So comparing Central Fiction to BB Tag is going to be very similar too. We just don't have a tool that can open these scripts in that way yet. Anyways. If you go under Data, Char, you'll see a whole list of stuff, all these juicy packs. So, since I play Rachel, I'm going to open Rachel's. So, all of these, it's organized by character. So, it's character underscore, the name of the abbreviation of the character, underscore, and then whatever it is. So, in order to find the scripts, it is SCR. So, right here, scr.pack. So, we're going to open this one. So, I'm just going to copy this path here. I'm going to paste it into Hipster. BAP, and then I'm going to type in char underscore rc underscore scr. There we go. Open that up. Bam, then we have these. This is for Rachel herself. This is, for her attacks and what functions they call and that sort of thing. Her health, her, if an attack has an attack itself, etc. RCEA is anything Rachel creates. This is like effects. So like whenever Rachel uses 236A, she summons a Lobelia that goes at a certain angle. That part is in SCR underscore RC. Now, the Lobelia itself, the projectile, is EA. So that's like, whenever it hits the ground, it'll turn into a rod. Whenever it hits a wall, it regains its hitbox, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to do this because I imagine that this leak, quote-unquote leak, is would just be, the character itself, not her effects. So we do right-click, extract, and let's just throw it not in the source folder. I'm just gonna put it in my G. I'll put it under BB resources, just raw. Okay, so now we have that out. That's great. What do we do with it? So now we are gonna go into BB resources. It's right here. I'm actually gonna copy it. So that's the bin file. Bin files contain like scripts and code and stuff, and you can't like open this. Like I can open it with Notepad++, but it looks like this. You can't read that shit. Shotland C, you can kind of see these values show up. These are the attacks themselves, and all of this is gobbledygook code that Notepad++ can't read. So we obviously need to get this into a format we can read. So lucky for me, I have the tools These BB tools, I don't think I'm allowed to like tell you where to get them or whatever, but if you find the guy who made them, you know, talk to Geo. Geo's like very strict about how I can like tell people about this sort of thing. Anyways, you want to take that bin and you want to put it in here. So we got the bin in here. Now, if you just, you know, here's the script parser. So this will turn it into a readable format. Now you can't just like drag this on. It's actually super easy to do though. All you do is click here, CMD, hit enter. You'll open the command prompt in that folder. So now what we do is we type in the name here. So we have bbcf underscore script underscore parser dot py, and then we want to type in the name of the file. So the name of the file is scr underscore rc dot bin. So scr underscore rc dot bin. Boop, it'll work its magic, it goes away, and then we magically have an scr underscore rc dot py. Now in order to do this, you have to have Python installed, and you have to have what's it called, you have to have this Aster module added to your lib folder. So do that, and once you do, this should work flawlessly. It'll give you an error that says like import error, no module named Aster, or something like that, if you don't have Aster. Anyways, we don't need that anymore. Now we have this, so we can magically open this up with Notepad++. Boom! Wow, this looks almost completely different from this. So what happens whenever you compile code, for people that don't code, I don't code, basically the first thing, the absolute first thing the code does when it's compiled is, bam, toss out all of the comments. All comments are gone. Boom. They're dust. You don't need them when you compile the code, because no one's going to reopen that code that needs to open the code. So if you look here, up here, those slashes, that indicates a comment, and this gobbledygook here is supposedly Japanese, but it looks a lot more like Chinese to me, because it's all kanji. So that's a huge red flag, first off. If we go back into this, you know, we see health, walk speed, this sort of thing. This looks, it looks almost nothing like this, and this has no unknown values. Now, whenever we run it through this parser, you know, it doesn't know half these values. So you'll see unknown, 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 you know, unknown, you know, unknown, etc., etc. You know, now we know what some of these unknowns mean because we've experimented with them. We know what they are, but you know, half of these are just, you know, not there. It also doesn't have any slots. Slots are like variables in Blazblue, so you know, you can make your own slots if you're making your own character. Do all that sort of thing. They all mean something. So like, let me find one that I know. Let's see. For Rachel, function wind. This is Ultimate Storm. This is Baden Lily. I'm sorry, not Baden Lily. Tempest Dahlia. So this is counting if this is at this value, else if it uses this. So it's checking. I believe this is checking if you're an OD. If you're not an OD, then you use this version. If you are an OD, you use the OD version. That sort of thing. Anyways. There's nothing like this in here. So the biggest red flag is this. And, you know, this is in C. It has all the semicolons and stuff. You know, whenever we decompile it, I believe it is in some form of C, but it's not, it doesn't define everything in these, you know, these subroutines and all this sort of thing. It doesn't define it in the same function. So it's completely different. It's written in a completely different way than Central Fiction is written, which Crosstag is not, I guarantee you, based on the fact that, you know, whenever we find things, it's like, here, let me show you. I'll just open up BBTag. If you go to asset, like, look at this mess. Look at these mess. Oh my gosh, they're all just files. This pack actually isn't part of the game. I made that. Look at all these files. How can you get this? It's so simple. It's so simple. I want Rachel's code, like this, the scr_rc. Well, where did we go to get the code? We went to, you know, common, we went to Central Fiction, we went to data, and we went to char, and it was right here, right? Well, data / char / and then this is a little bit weird. We get, let's see, what's the name of the file again? we have, you know, it's char underscore xx underscore whatever. So it's char underscore. Now it's a little different for cross-tag. It's the name of the game. So B for Blazblue, RC underscore SCR dot hack, right? Yeah. Now we have this, right? Copy this. Char. We'll go back to tag. Asset. Oh no, what is this? There it is. And that's how we know that this is organized in a fashion that's almost identical to previous games. If they modified the engine at all, which I kind of doubt, then, you know, they organize it in the exact same way. So it's like going from Fallout 3 to Fallout New Vegas, sort of. Basically the same game. Anyways, I mean, you know, engine-wise and stuff. So, you know, because this leak doesn't have these unknown values, because it doesn't have these slots, because it's not organized in a subroutine sort of fashion, I don't even know what this code would do. Like Homura idle, Homura. If you're like, oh, it's calling the function for Homura idle and Yumi idle. First off, Homura and Yumi would not be in the same code because they would have their own files. They would not be called straight up Homura and straight up Yumi. They'd probably be like It would be like, if it were Senran Kagura, it would be like SHA and you know, SYU. There's like 3 U's actually in cross-tag. It's kind of funny. Because there's Yuzu, there's Yu. Actually, Yuzu and Yu is it. Anyways, they would not be in the same file. They would not be like this. Yeah, it's just not organized in the same fashion at all. And I would be very surprised if this is actually in the game. I have not seen this. I have not really looked for it, honestly, but the other half of this, huge red flag. If you ever see this, it's so easy to see. If you ever see this, it's not real. Right here. Arakune. Mori said when he first made cross-tag, when he first announced it, one of the first things he said was, Arakune and Carl and characters like them will not be in cross-tag. Why? They're oppressive. Their very nature is to be the most obnoxious and pressure-heavy characters ever. I firmly believe the only reason Rachel is in cross-tag is because she is one of the 5 most important characters in the game, according to Mori. Those characters being Ragna, Jin, Noelle, Hazama, and Rachel. Those are the 5 most important characters. Not in that order, of course. Anyways, I'm kind of mad that people try to pass this up. They're like, look at my sick-ass leaks! And it's like, this is bad. This is bad. Oh yeah, I remember. The idle. I was going to show you the idle animation. So, in animation in this, right, you know, it's calling a function for an animation. Let me find one. That's actually pretty easy. So, see this? See this thing? This RCSE underscore 09? That is a sprite. Here we go. This is what it looks like when it calls an animation. This is not, you know, I can't just say, you know, Rachel Idle 1. That's not what this looks like at all. It's Idle. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And what are these numbers, you ask? These are the sprites. So I actually have these extracted somewhere. Let me find them. I'll probably cut to it. So here are all of the characters, right? Here's Rachel. You know, here are her sprites. So here, this animation is calling for RC000 underscore 00. RC000 underscore 00. It looks like this. So this animation is going, let's see, it goes to 8. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what it's doing. That's what that's doing. That's all it's doing. It's calling a slideshow. That's exactly how Blazblue functions. At a 7 frame gap, it calls things. So this one, 7 frames later, boom. Oops, sorry. This one, 7 frames later, boom. 7 frames later, boom, 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 boom. You get the picture. So that's what that's doing. This is an idle animation. This is not. That's another huge flag. Anyways, I hope this kind of helped you guys realize, you know, leaks, don't trust them unless they actually show, you know, big stuff. There's a bunch of red flags here. This is not a real leak. I can safely say it's not real. Now, I'm not saying Homura and Yumi aren't in the game. They might be, but this is not a data mine. This is definitely a fake data mine of some C++ script kiddie that just, you know, saw some C++ and just kind of typed in some stuff, and that's what he came up with. Anyways, hope this helps. Thanks. Bye.